You know, I've seen lots of crazy stories. I really have. Some that just makes you shocked, and lately, you know, just some of the stories that just, well, you see, you know, like dirty cops or Karens or like that. Well, this one, I'm really in shock. It's been a while. And this one, when you hear about it, this will make your stomach turn. This will make your stomach, it'll just make your stomach in pain, like someone just took a knife and just stuck you. Yeah. 12-year-old abused victim forced to write apology to abuser. Yes. Yes. Her adopted stepfather. When she did it when she was 12, turning 13 years old back in 2017. So that will make her 20 today. Yeah. But there is a good outcome, and you're going to be happy when the outcome comes at the end of the video. And there is a website, a link, which I will show you. It's a pretty lengthy story. I'll scroll down. Can't take too much time because they'll just eat up a lot in the minute of the video. But I'll show you. Check this out.
I thought I heard it all.
So did I.
A 12-year-old victim of abuse was forced to write an apology letter to the abuser.
All because nobody believed her story. Nobody believed her that she was sexually assaulted and raped. Everybody kept calling her a lie. Even the police, even the detective that took her statement was calling her a liar.
Put up the picture for a man.
Here it is.
Let's expose this insanity. In 2016, a 12-year-old child named Taylor reported her sexual assault to Melissa Turnage, a detective with the Polk County Sheriff's Office. She wasn't believed to be truthful. She was told to plead guilty to filing a false police report.
You know, and here's a bitch up. This stupid detective was calling Taylor a liar. Didn't believe her. Well, here's the thing that could dispel and debunk that and like that. What is it called? It is called that a detective could have easily take Taylor down. Could have get a sex kit done on her. Could have taken if there was DNA left by the perpetrator. As easy as that. But no, they didn't want to do that. They wanted to dispel and call this 12-year-old girl at the time, called Taylor a liar. You're a liar.
And then was forced to write an apology note to her abuser. Taylor spoke tentatively in barely more than a whisper as she told the detective in a recorded interview that her adoptive father, Henry Cato, had been sexually assaulting her for years. The inappropriate touching had started when she was 9 years old, shortly after Henry and Lisa, Taylor's great uncle, and his wife had adopted her. Over time, the abuse escalated. Now, he assaulted her anytime he gets a chance, she said. She didn't like going with him on errands because it happened then on the side of a quiet road that cut through a swamp. Standing outside the car, he would pull out his privates. He would put his privates inside her privates, she told Detective Turnage. Taylor could not say how many times he had violated her, but it had happened just the night before.
You know, and like I said earlier in the video, that detective could have taken Taylor down, could have easily took some swab for some DNA left by the perpetrator, and could have easily had a rape kit test done. And it would have came back that she probably had vaginal hemorrhage and torn, like she took intercourse. They would have saw that, maybe his semen, or planted evidence like, hairs or fibers from his clothing.
He did it whenever they drove to get milk, to which was 3 times a week.
3 times a week.
So the adoptive father was questioned by the same detective. So Henry, who was 57, spoke about his relationship with Taylor with a breezy confidence.
Well, here's the thing. How many times have we seen, perpetrators, predators, creeps trying to talk like they got a breezy confidence, like they're just like slick nits, thinking, "Oh, I would never do a thing like that. She's lying. Why would I hurt her? Everybody knows I'm a good person." See, creeps and fucking sex offenders are good at that, manipulating with their breezy attitude and demeanor.
She had anger issues and could be difficult. Tracy attributed to her.
It has nothing to do
upbringing.
with that.
But he loved her to death. Quote,
Okay.
does she have dad wrapped around her finger? Yes. Everybody will tell you that, Henry said. Rather than asking him if he had sexually abused Taylor, the detective floated a theory. Basically, Taylor, I guess, has made up these allegations, okay? That you have been sexually abusing her. Henry brimmed with righteous indignation. Quote, why in the heck she would conjure up something like this about me? I don't know. Only thing I've ever did with that kid is loved her.
Oh, there was love her and care for
During
her.
interview, Taylor discloses what happened afterwards. Here it is.
Check it out.
Instead of Henry Cadle going to court, 13-year-old Taylor faced a judge for a charge of lying to police. She had no lawyer, only her adoptive mother, Henry Cadle's wife.
I walked into that courtroom scared out of my mind, and my mom told me in the car to just plead guilty and get it over with.
She was sentenced to 1 year of probation with community service. She also had to write 2 apology letters. Using her cell phone, 13-year-old Taylor made sure she got bulletproof evidence this time.
Here it comes.
She had taken some photographs with her phone. She also took pictures of an empty condom box.
Is the exact phone that I used in the 2017 case. I pulled up the camera, and on this specific phone, if you just tap the screen anywhere, it just takes a picture. So in my head, I was basically kind of like swiping, but in reality, I was taking pictures of everything that was happening.
Taylor then went back to meet with the detective after collecting her own evidence. Quote, what's going on, Taylor? The detective asked. Because you understand, if your dad goes to jail, he doesn't come back. Ah, wait a minute. So, detective, you were well aware that this child was being abused. You weren't tricked. You did not disbelieve the story. This is not a good faith mistake. This is not the bias of law enforcement.
Oh, no. This detective was so dumbfounded. I mean, by the father, by his breezy attitude. This detective was so stupid and manipulated by this slick, confident, this guy, the adoptive father. Oh, he's an outstanding member of society in the neighborhood. He would never do anything like that. Why would you want to ruin it? If he goes to jail, he's going to lose everything. Are you going to feel better about that? I bet that detective was probably saying that to her.
Down, dirty corruption.
Yeah.
There would be other consequences too, the detective said. Her dad's lawnmower repair business was shut down. Her mom would lose the car while police checked it for DNA. She wouldn't get those shoes she wanted or the braces she needed. They're going to pull you from your mom and your brother, and you're going to
go back into foster care.
Detective Turnage said. A moment passed, and then another. Finally, in a small, strained voice, Taylor said, quote, everything I told you earlier is not a lie. That Detective Turnage told Taylor that she was going to go to the regional hospital to have a sexual assault kit done. Taylor did not know what that was.
Oh, finally, the detective said, oh, now she's going to take him. Now she's going to take him to the hospital to have a rape kit test done. Why did she do it the first time? Because the detective was so stupid and brainwashed by that adoptive father. Yeah.
Put him up. Henry Cato was eventually charged with sexual assault
Sexual assault.
for assaulting Taylor, somebody he was trusted to take care of. February 2019, Henry was allowed to plead no contest to sexual battery of a child. He was sentenced 17 years in prison.
Good.
This is not an outlier. Researchers say banning sex ed lessons from our school is shielding sex abusers. Situation like this happens, obviously. The officer involved or the detective who seemingly was aware of the abuse, in my opinion, should be arrested for conspiracy. There's a meeting of the minds as soon as...
And that detective should be also arrested for defamation of human rights.
She had a conversation with that SOB who decided
18
to do
USC
But see,
242
the system
and
won't work that way
243.
for a child. The system won't work that way against the detective. The detective was spinning. Oh, I was just putting up a barrier just to see if the story was the same. They're allowed to do that. Legally, according to the U.S. Supreme Court, they can lie, even to a victim, in order to validate a story. So to utilize these parameters in order to get away with corruption, I'm very thankful for the courage and the truthfulness of this young person. You did the right thing, and God bless you for getting this monster the hell up out of here.
Yeah.
All right, Jackson, thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, this is just completely disgusting and despicable in every way. Because as you pointed out and as we saw, this detective knew what was going on. And for whatever reason, he believed that this man's freedom was more important than justice for a child who was being abused. And he's going to have a rough time in prison, but that's what he earned himself.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
that's
He
exactly
deserved
what
every
he
bit
earned
of a rough time in
himself.
prison.
And of course, this happened in Florida. No shock there. But
Duh,
I'm like,
yeah.
you know, well, oh, she's lying. You got to.
Oh, yeah, it happened in Florida, and like I said, I did a story last year where a cop repeatedly raped a 14-year-old teenager over and over, and guess what happened to that police officer? Nothing. No parole, no jail time, just simply probation. Doesn't have to lose his job, still gets qualified immunity, and doesn't have to register as a sex offender. Go figure.
Write an apology letter for lying. Like she's 12, 13 years old. Like, I mean, this. I don't really know what else more to say about this. Honestly, this just is completely horrible.
Yeah,
But
and
luckily he's going to prison now. But I mean, it could have not went that way based on the detectives.
right, if the detective had it her way, it would not have gone that way. And the other part of this, the fact that the detective, the wheels of justice, so to speak, made this child write a letter, that was to protect the system.
Yeah.
That was to protect the detective. That was so they could say, wait a minute, but she wrote a letter and said she made it up and apologized to the alleged abuser. What are we supposed to do? It was to protect them, not to protect her.
And the fact of the case was, thank goodness that detective, because it probably if she really had her way instead of following protocol of duty, that detective probably would have arrested her and have her go through juvie, probably spend a couple years revoking her probation. But thank goodness the system prevailed and justice is served for Taylor. All right, here we go. It's pretty lengthy. I'll scroll down a little bit. There's a couple key parts I'm going to highlight. Yeah. Yeah. He claims his top priority is protecting children from sexual predator. Yeah, well, I guess he turned a blind eye against Taylor, dumbass. Now she's 21. She has a tattoo of the birthday of her son, who is 3 years old, and Roman numerals on her left forearm, a nose ring, and dyed black hair. All decisions she knows with a trace of pride that made despite Lisa's disapproval soon after she turned 18. Well, there's her kids, grown adult. Yeah. Yeah, this goes on pretty much her whole childhood up to her, when she became an adult and having her children. I like to blow towards that fucking that statue. That's where she finally got the document and evidence. All right, I'm out of here. Much up. Peace out.